Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for checking out this video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. I want to talk a little bit about some things from the Indiana Fever New York Liberty game. As you can see, I have about 80, 87 tabs open. So we're going to see if we can run through these before my computer blows up. So the first one I want to start with, because I just thought this goes to Caitlin Clark and how she approaches things. But I also think then what you get from Aaliyah Boston goes to some of the evolution we're seeing with the team and their relationships going forward that weren't there early in the season, the type of exchanges you didn't see. So this is Caitlin Clark. As she had talked about it a bit because again she was asked about her triple double. So this is sort of her response to that, and then you get Aaliyah Boston in there, which is kind of funny if you can catch it at the end. So let's take a listen to this first.
Honestly, like I'm just happy we won. Like I've said, like I take a lot of pride in being able to do a lot of different things for this team. Like I want to be able to. I think we're really good when I can get the ball off the glass and just go in transition and find my teammates and set them up. But like obviously 13 assists, like that means my teammates made 13 shots off my passes. So that goes to them. But I mean, I don't know.
She's so humble, isn't she?
Well, I don't know what to
Well, let me
say.
tell
Like
you,
I mean, it's great. I
that's
don't
pretty
know.
cool, Caitlin. Great job, sister.
Anyway, I just thought that was kind of cool, and it's showing an evolution of the relationship of the players with her. But she doesn't know what to say about it. So but don't worry, Aaliyah Boston said it's pretty cool. So that's good, right? That's a good thing. But I wanted to talk a little bit, and one reason I played that too also is because I wanted to talk a little bit about the triple double, so that a lot of people can understand how difficult that is in today's game because we're getting a lot about the double double right now. But here's like for example, here's a breakdown of the WNBA this season, which I thought was interesting. As you can see, 129 points and rebound double doubles, only 19 points and assist double doubles. I think Caitlin has four of them. I think, which is a new rookie record as well. I think Sue Bird and another I think there was another player as well that had three as rookies. But and then you can see only three triple doubles all season long. It's a big deal, and I wanted to go into that a little bit because you can see, and I'll show you both NBA and WNBA. The WNBA's got four players averaging double doubles, four players, and then three more are nine rebounds plus. Alyssa Thomas is very close at 9.6. Now, if we look at assists, right? We don't even have a player averaging eight, let alone double digits. We've only have three players averaging more than 6.3 assists per game. Very, very difficult to get a double double with points and assists. And as you can imagine, then you try and throw in the rebounds. You saw the numbers between double doubles with rebounds, double doubles with assists, and then triple doubles. It's a huge difference. And you see the same thing in the NBA, even more so, which obviously they have more teams. But if we look at the total rebounds, whoop, I want to see it from the most. Come on, there. Doesn't want to. There we go. You have. I tell you what, the site is a lot of ads. But anyway, you can see there are a lot of players with double doubles. I don't know. It cut off points for some reason, but there are. There now we can see it. They're all averaging double digit points all the way down there. And then you have a bunch of players, what like another 10 more averaging at least nine boards. But now again, if we go to the assists, same thing in the NBA, right? You only have two players. They're a little higher in their numbers, but you still only have two players averaging double digits in assists. So, triple doubles, that's a big deal. It really is. And to that, you also got this. I just wanted to throw this out there because it's another cool stat I haven't seen. Speaking of her assists, I don't know if you can read this, but it's most points scored or assisted on. So it's, the combined points you're responsible for from your own scoring and getting assists. And Caitlin Clark just took over the lead from Sabrina Ionescu, 713 total points. Sabrina 708, Arike 684, and Asia Wilson's down at 638. And that is the WNBA. It's not a rookie thing. It is just the WNBA leader. So I thought that was pretty cool. I also wanted to go through a few things from the game that I thought were worth pointing out. First of all, as I mentioned, and anybody who's a regular, those who are subscribed and watch multiple videos, you've probably heard me say every time I go into the analysis of the game and I talk about this is a team that needs to run, they need to run, they need to run, right? And I've even said how, and I think I showed one clip from before, how they're so good at it that they can do it even on a made basket. They'll be so much better if they start getting better defensively and rebounding a little better, which is starting to come along, but they're so good they can do it on a made basket. And we're going to see that here. I want to show you how this is against the best team in the league, how easy this can be. Watch this. Now that the team is buying in, right? The shot goes up, goes in. Katie Lou gets it in quickly. Clark's already moving down the court, and boom, look at that. Now, again, you did not see this early in the season. How quickly this happens. This ball goes in the basket. Katie Lou grabs it, and boom, just like that. And as you can see, Caitlin Clark's already moving down the court. Everybody else is already ahead of her. Kelsey Mitchell, if you see there, Kelsey Mitchell, sorry, I missed it. You can see it there in the blur, though. She's pointing ahead to Aaliyah Boston. Again, something I don't think you would have seen from Kelsey Mitchell early in the season. The entire New York team is trailing. Easy bucket. And I want to back it up just a little bit because I'm going to, again, a positivity video, right? I'm going to give shout outs here. Okay, you can see where Aaliyah Boston, look how quickly Aaliyah Boston got down court. You can see all five New York Liberty players are trailing her after a made basket. That is huge. But look at Melissa Smith down here, bottom of the screen center, right over under the Indiana score. Watch her hustle because as soon as she sees that caught, she's barely past midcourt, right? She's at the logo. She could be holding up there. She could be stopping. That it's either a bucket or if she happened to miss this, then New York's going to get it with all their players. But watch Melissa Smith actually goes into another gear because she wanted to get down there in case that is missed. She's going to follow up. So there was so much good going on in there. Every single player. Katie Lou grabs that ball right away, turns, gets it into Caitlin Clark, who's moving up the court. Aaliyah Boston hustles and gets down ahead of every single player for New York. Kelsey Mitchell recognizes that, and she's pointing for Caitlin Clark to let her know Aaliyah Boston has gotten behind everyone. Melissa Smith goes hard to follow up in case Aaliyah does miss that layup, and she can get an offensive rebound. That is night and day between that and the team we saw early in the season. That either none of them got up court or maybe one of them does, and then they drop the pass. Absolutely huge difference between now and the beginning of the season. And then this, again, huge. Kelsey Mitchell had 2 3-pointers. That was it. She was only 2 for 7 in this game. And hey, I'm not really knocking. It's just one of those things. The reason I'm saying it is because this one is huge. Now, I showed it in another video. The possession before this for Indiana, it was 75-69. Caitlin Clark made a great drive to the basket and got fouled, got the old-fashioned three-point play. That made it 75-72. So here they are defending. We're looking for a stop. Now watch this. Okay, it goes up. Now watch when this comes off. You can see Kelsey Mitchell. Watch her reaction. And again, I don't think this happens early in the season. Boom, she's already gone. She's off this screen. She's ahead of everyone. Caitlin Clark gets that already on the run. Boom, up the court. See all five All 5 New York Liberty players in this. Hey, is that Brianna Stewart? I think that is. Way back here. So, boom. Caitlin Clark fires. Easy look. Kelsey Mitchell buries the three-pointer, ties the game with 2.5 minutes to go. Absolutely huge. And no hesitation. And again, that's the good and bad you get with shooters when they're streaky or sometimes they take shots they shouldn't take. They have what we would, at least in the old days, we call no conscience. Doesn't matter how, and Caitlin Clark's the same way. Doesn't matter how they shot before. Doesn't matter how they shot the previous shot, the previous 5 shots. They get the ball in a position to shoot, and they believe that next shot's going in. And that's a mentality you have to have. You absolutely have to have it. Huge bucket by Kelsey Mitchell. And here, again, another one where I'm going to show you the little thing that doesn't happen early in the season. Caitlin Clark's up here with the ball. You can see NaLyssa Smith is outside the three-point line on the other side of the foul lane. And watch this. This is a recognition that would not happen earlier in the season. She's like, oh, Caitlin's got it there. My defender, and bad defending right here, NaLyssa Smith. Look, she has no idea where NaLyssa Smith is. She completely turned her back to NaLyssa Smith. Why? Because Caitlin Clark's got the ball outside the three-point line, and she's focused on that. And let's see what happens. NaLyssa Smith said, hey, I know. Look where I can go. Look where I can go. Because you know what? I've played enough with Caitlin Clark now that I know if I get there, I get open, I make a smart play, which she did. She recognized the player Gardner was not watching her at all. She was focused totally on Caitlin Clark and the ball. She's going to slip into the lane. I know I'm going to get that pass. Easy bucket. Easy bucket. Fantastic recognition by NaLyssa Smith. Great pass by Caitlin Clark. Boom, bucket. And then I'm going to show this. I tried to include this in the previous video and it got copyright claim, but I'm going to try. This is a different source. Let's see, because this is huge too for another reason. Now this one is Caitlin Clark, but this is something while we've seen at Iowa, have not seen yet in the WNBA. Okay, first of all, look at the set, right? So they've cleared out the lane. They've cleared out space for Caitlin Clark to operate. Now you've got up top. I just stopped it and it's blurry now. So, forgive me for not knowing if that's Katie Lou or Wallace. I think that's Katie Lou. But so she's coming out top for for the kick out for the 3, obviously. But Caitlin Clark's now she's gonna go to the basket and oh my, that spells trouble. That spells trouble if you're gonna allow that. And by the way, when she gets into the lane like that, with the makeup of this team, whether it's Katie Lou or Lexi Hull, or look, she's not shooting great this season, but Wallace has shown in the past she can shoot the 3. Kelsey Mitchell, obviously. If Caitlin Clark shows that type of play in the lane, that means even more attention to her, more of a collapsing defense, means more players open for threes, or possibly slipping under the basket for Caitlin Clark to dish that off instead of taking that shot. So evolution of the game. Which one is this? Okay, now here's what I mean too about being a shooter, as Kelsey Mitchell is, ice water in the veins, and being opportunistic, because sometimes you need a little luck. And the shot wasn't luck, but I really wanted to show this because this is a great play from Aaliyah Boston, and thankfully they get rewarded for it because it's this Kelsey Mitchell's kind of like, hey, look, I have the basketball, so check this out. So, boop, but now watch this. Aaliyah Boston, she does not say that's it. She's not turning around because you've got Lexi Hull there. So we've got a double team on the ball, right? So she said, no, you don't. You put the ball down on the floor. That's a mistake. Let me take that. Good job by Lex. Then there it is, right? Off the hands of Katie Lou as she's coming to fill the lane. But again, look at what you've got. Aaliyah Boston makes that steal, and look how quickly all these Fever players get down. Lexi Hull made the cut to the basket. Katie Lou followed behind with another cut to the basket. Kelsey Mitchell was already trailing, goes off Katie Lou's hands to Kelsey Mitchell. She says, "Thank you very much," and boom, and now we've cut the lead to 4. Love it, absolutely love it, fantastic. Yeah, we've got more. Okay, I just want to show this because I want to. This is to the understanding of how, in one way, that Caitlin Clark makes her teammates better. Because everyone loves to, you see people love to say, well, her 3-point percentage isn't that good, or they'll say Mitchell has a better 3-point percentage, with, of course, without context. So if we watch this is warm-ups before the game. She's nowhere close to that 3-point line, but that went right. It's in, right? She's just typical warm-up. She's going around the world from distance, and they just smooth, easy. They're all going in. They're all going in. So what's my point? My point is, you watch Fever games enough, and you will see teammates that get looks from 3 that are that wide open. And when you get a Kelsey Mitchell or a Lexi Hall or a Katie Lou, you get them wide open for a 3-pointer, it's a dagger. Yeah, you're darn right they're going to shoot well, because they can shoot the 3, and they're getting these types of looks in games because of Caitlin Clark, and they're cashing in, and it's awesome. So I just wanted to give this is just something I actually want to give a shout out to positivity, because I was critical of Rebecca Lobo with some of the things she said. I thought she kind of like was afraid to go against the prevailing narrative on the Kennedy Carter incident. But I've always said I really like Rebecca Lobo as a in-game analyst. I think she's really good. I'd be happy to have her do NBA games. But this is a tweet that somebody put out just recently, today actually, I think, which says, talking about Caitlin Clark. Well, Rebecca Lobo it's in reference to in the first. They called you a madman, but I didn't. And then these are Caitlin Clark's stats for the season: 16 points, 7.5 assists, and 6 rebounds a game. 17, 9, and 7 over the last 8 games. And then it says Lobo was right, because back in February, this is what Rebecca Lobo said back in February. If Caitlin Clark gets drafted to the Indiana Fever this summer, I believe she will put up MVP caliber numbers as a rookie. While her opponents will be at a different skill level than in college, her teammates will be at another level as well. Her game translates. Because if you remember, you had a lot of people who were saying Caitlin Clark's game doesn't translate. Gee, if I believe Gino, I tagged you a couple times, buddy. We need to talk. Are you going to retract your stuff about Caitlin Clark's game not translating? I believe you said that. If you want to keep your legacy as such a great college coach, you might want to flip on that one. But anyway, so shout out to Rebecca Lobo, because I didn't catch this back then. Shout out to her for saying that at the time. Clearly, she was right. I just did a video recently about Caitlin Clark being in the MVP conversation. So I just think that was cool. Shout out to Rebecca. Other thing I want to point out here real quick. This 16.7 assists and 6 rebounds for an entire season has never been accomplished in the WNBA ever by anyone. It's not a rookie thing, it's an anyone thing. Now, will Caitlin do it? Hey, we got a lot of basketball left. They've got a lot of tough games left. I think if she doesn't, it's going to be because either she doesn't shoot enough, but then her assists will go up, or she could end up not quite getting the rebound number, because that's something, right? Like, she's a guard. She has those games where she might get 3 or 4, but you have a few too many of those, it becomes tough to offset them with 10 and 11 rebound nights for a guard. But hey, she's done it through more than half the season, which is absolutely amazing. Which again is why she's in the MVP conversation. So this one is actually, I mean, it's subtly a good play by Caitlin Clark, because I understand what the tweeter's getting at, is that maybe she would have forced this past to Boston earlier in the season. But I want to play it more because, again, Indiana's up 2. They're up 2 with 1:33 to go in the game. So this is a huge possession. So I want to give a shout out to we shall see. Doesn't force it to Boston. Lexi Liu comes and gets it. Boom. I'm going right to the hoop. Great reverse layup with the right hand. Absolutely fantastic. That's kind of why I wanted to show it. Big shout out to Lexi Hull. Didn't play the game before. That can't be easy. Comes out, plays half the game, plays 19 minutes. I think she was 2 for 3 from the field, 6 points, maybe a couple rebounds, a couple assists. Great defense, lots of energy, working really hard. That's a huge basket. Again, 2-point lead with a minute and a half to go. New York just stopped the pick and roll, right? Caitlin Clark picked up her dribble. She didn't have Aaliyah Boston on that pick and roll. That's a good first step for any defense to shut down a Fever possession. Fantastic job by Lexi Hull. Love it. And I think I'm going to leave it there. That was a lot of stuff. The only thing I would say is here, I give a shout out. We got Melissa Smith quietly with a double double of her own, 12 points, 11 rebounds. Aaliyah Boston, 18 points, 8 rebounds. We know Caitlin Clark had the triple double. As Dantas only 7 minutes, but she was 3 for 3, including a 3-pointer for 7 points. And of course, Lexi Hall, she was 2 for 3. So she had 6 points. She made a couple of big free throws, which was awesome. So yeah, shout out to all of them. The last thing I would say, which I just thought was kind of funny, if you look at the box score, it wasn't this one, but I think let me just check real quick if this has it. Yeah. Game leaders. Now I don't know if you can read it on here, but this is just kind of funny. Points for the Liberty, it was Sabrina Nescu with 22. For the Fever, it was Caitlin Clark with 19. For rebounds, it was Jonquel Jones with 12. For the Fever, it was Caitlin Clark with 12. For assists for the Liberty, it was Brianna Stewart, 6. For the Fever, it was Caitlin Clark, 13. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of funny. You have 2 Olympians and a fellow All-Star in Jones for points, rebounds, and assists. And over here you have Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin Clark. But I'm going to leave it there. I don't know if anybody watched this whole thing, but I just kind of just wanted to go through some different things from the game, from just what I'm seeing with the Fever and their evolution in general. Keep this one positive. But hey, look, I'm gonna continue to do the other stuff too. I was working on a LeBron James and Bronny James video as well. Um, but anyway, that's a whole nother story. I'm gonna leave it there. Thanks so much for checking this out. Hope you enjoyed this video. Look, if this only gets like 27 views, then you're all gonna stop in the comments about keeping things positive, okay? Do we have a deal? Good. But yeah, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content. I really do appreciate it. And I will talk to you later.